the agile business from Microsoft.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Superdome here in New Orleans. We're moments away from the kickoff between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. And the Minnesota Vikings come down desperately looking for a road win. They haven't had one in almost 2 years, and Mike Tice says we got to start faster.
Yeah, they have to have a fast start. They had a fast start against Green Bay last week. He anticipates a quick start today against the Saints.
On the other side of the ball, Jim Haslett, third year as the Saints head coach. He's got a chance to get a playoff berth today. They need a win and a Giants loss, or a win and a Philadelphia Eagle win will do the trick. And it seems like if the Giants lose, a whole bunch of people get in, including the Atlanta Falcons if they win as well.
Yeah, the Giants are the last team. They're at 7-6. Everybody really in the NFC is chasing 10 wins. 3 teams already there. Other teams chasing that 10-win mark. And Atlanta's played phenomenal this year. The Giants are the key. If they lose, a lot of people qualify.
We talked about some of the banged-up players for the New Orleans Saints. Aaron Brooks, along with Deuce McAllister. They'll play her today. And here is that playoff scenario picture. You can see the division leaders and then the wild card leaders.
You see right here, you take a look, the New York Giants at 7-6. It's the last one alive, trying to knock people out. But they've got to win out. They've got to get to that 10 victory mark, because it looks like New Orleans and Atlanta, they're going to get there. And you can't tie in victories with Atlanta because they do have that tie, which is an advantage. They'll have one less loss than anybody who's up there with them.
Michael Lewis has returned one punt for a touchdown this year. Hasn't had much luck on kickoffs. He is set deep to return the Hayden Epstein kick. Epstein, one of 2 kickers the Minnesota Vikings have, along with Gary Anderson. And Anderson was brought in to replace Doug Bryant, who started off and let a couple fly wide, and that was the end of him.
And not a lot of teams employ 2 kickers, except if you got one guy who kicks it too short, and you need to get a guy who can get it to the end zone or inside the 5-yard line.
Epstein puts it up. This will be Lewis at the 4. A reverse right off the bat. And that's Fred McAfee, and he'll take it across the 50. He's still going all the way to the 39-yard line before he's brought down by Chris Walsh, and that is what you call getting it started early.
Fred McAfee on the reverse from Michael Lewis. Jim Haslett said he was going to have something special for the game today. We didn't know it was going to come on the opening kickoff. Right away, you see it works out perfectly. Michael Lewis gets the ball, starts coming up the field, turns around, and McAfee gets the ball. The blocking is all set up on the corner. Lewis coming back and helping to set blocks on Epstein, the kicker. But if you want to get momentum in your own building, that's the way to get it done. You start out with a trick play on special teams.
51 yards on the return, and this is what I call a great average field position start. And there goes Deuce McAllister, and he'll improve the field position. Brought down by Carter, a pickup of 14. Aaron Brooks. He hasn't been able to finish the last 2 games, bothered by a bruised shoulder. And this is what he's got in front of him. The offensive line, Turley and Falau will be at the tackles. Jay Cox-Bentley and Fontenot inside. Deuce McAllister, you just saw him, the #1 rusher in the NFC. Joe Horn, very good on 3rd down. This will be 1st and 10 at the 26. Deuce again. And he'll be shut down early. Let's meet the defense for the Minnesota Vikings. Chris Hovan, he'll anchor the defensive tackle position. They'll have to deal with him to avoid the penetration inside. Greg Biekert, he runs the show inside at the linebacker position along with Crockett and Rogers. Corey Chavis moved inside the corner a few weeks ago. They'll go with the rookie Williams at the right cornerback position. 2nd down and 10. 2 tight end formation for New Orleans. The quick toss to Deuce, looking for some room. He's got nothing. Brought down immediately by Andre Crockett.
They're establishing the run early. They talk about getting Deuce McAllister 25 touches in a game, 3 touches early in the game right now. Hey, they're going with their running game. That's what they want. They're going to protect Aaron Brooks. They know they got a banged-up shoulder. They're only going to throw when they have to, or when they establish the run, and it makes it easier on Aaron Brooks to throw.
3rd down, and a guy that's been big in 3rd down is Joe Horn, number 87, having a Pro Bowl year. Saints go with a bunch look on the right side. 4 wide receivers in the game. Brooks in trouble. He gets out of the pocket. He's going to have to run with that bad shoulder. Pulls up, and he'll be stopped well short of the 1st down. Brooks had no place to go down the field, and the pursuit got to him, led by Greg Beaker.
When injured like that, you want to see your quarterback run out of bounds with the short shoulder. They come out here in what is a spaghetti formation, and they run the pasta routes off of him. Brooks is looking downfield. They've got good coverage everywhere. Would like to see Brooks just take that out of bounds and help protect himself. He is a key for this New Orleans Saints team.
You're making me hungry with all that talk. Spaghetti formation, pasta. Let's see if this guy is hungry to put it through. John Carney. He'll try from 41 yards out, going to hold. It's straight enough. It's good enough, but the Saints are on the board early after a trick play right off the bat and great field position. Up next, Dante, Randy, and Michael Bennett.
So, how was Florida?
Nice.
A lot of pretty girls on the beach?
Yep.
Probably wearing bikinis, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty girls in bikinis.
Right now, fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by December 16th. So get packing.
You are now free to move about the country.
Radio Shack has great savings at the Groovy Super Tuesday sale. Every Tuesday until Christmas, you can save a lot at Radio Shack, yeah.
This Tuesday only, get an additional 10% off with your Radio Shack Answers Plus credit card. Get a 3-DVD home theater, only $2.19 after discount and mail-in rebate. Or an RCA DVD player or 13-inch TV for $69.99 each after discount and mail-in rebate.
Shop real early and save big. The Super Tuesday sale, Radio Shack.
Peyton, what are we going to do? The game's on the line. All right, hook and ladder. Ready? Break!
They're at midfield with seconds on the clock. If they complete a pass, I don't think they can get it out of bounds and stop the clock. Whoa! Look at this! What a play! Oh, baby, that's classic!
Now this is a classic. It's all yours.
Nah, I got my own.
The size you want, the team you want. Get your own Gridiron Classic available at NFL Shop on NFL.com.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37.
Welcome back to New Orleans. Look at Joe Horn there. He got a little turf burn. Had to get fixed up, and there's a scoring drive that put some turf burn on the Minnesota Vikings right off the bat.
Had a moral victory for the Minnesota defense there. After that great special teams play, to hold them to a field goal, they've got to be satisfied with that.
Toby Going, the punter, will kick things off here. This will be taken by Tyrone Carter. Carter dances. He's got a hole. Net tied at about the 30-yard line by James Allen, a return of 24 yards. Dante Culpepper. He's had his ups along with the downs, and he's got to work at being more consistent and not making the bad decisions. The rest of his offense, the offensive line. McKinney, the rookie, hanging on there at the left tackle position. Michael Bennett, a huge yard per carry average of 5.5, and you can never forget about Randy Moss. The better they run it, the more chances that opens up for Moss. This will be 1st and 10 on the 31. Klein saucer in motion. This is Bennett. They're looking for the reverse. Now they've got some tricks of their own. Here goes Randy Moss. Look at Dante Culpepper leading the play, and Moss is across the 50, and he's down at about the 43-yard line. Tackled by Jay Bellamy, a pickup of 26 yards.
It's getting late in the season. You can tell. You see Moss goes out for the block, and he comes back. And the whole defensive line bit for the Saints. They pursue the ball. They fly all over the field. Culpepper getting blocks. Dwayne Bates getting blocks. McKinney coming down the field and getting blocks. It's touche. That's what they give you. They give it back to you.
Vikings going to a hurry-up offense. This is Bennett. Bennett slips down. Nobody around him. Let's meet the Saints defense. The two big ones inside, Grady Jackson and Norman Hand, well over 320 pounds. The linebackers, Darren Smith leads the team in tackles with 106 already. The secondary, Thomas and Carter. Carter back. He missed last game after missing the first 8 due to a league suspension. Bellamy and Knight are the hard-hitting safeties. This will be 2nd down and 9. Culpepper's on the move, and he's got a first down. Those might be the decisions that Mike Tice is talking about.
Those decisions, the decision to bring it down in the run when it's wide open, when it's there, not to force the pass. The pressure gets there. The Saints have to be very disciplined in their rush. You've got 2 guys running up into the B gap. Norman Hand blocked by a double team. There's no way he can make the play. Jackson has to be a little bit more disciplined. When he realizes he gets wide, he needs to cut it back inside.
What do you think of this hurry up?
I like the hurry up. It's a change of pace. It's a way to get the defense uncomfortable. Forces them to make tough decisions.
And there goes Bennett. And Bennett nearly broke it. Sammy Knight saved the touchdown. A pickup of 16.
And we talk about big holes, and we saw it in the pregame. This is a huge hole. Both McKinney, Dixon getting out in front, little trap block on the perimeter. He doesn't get touched until he's 14 yards down the field.
You know, this offensive line, they don't get enough credit because Michael Bennett has done a great job of running, but the holes that he's got to go through are incredible. 1st and goal on the 9. 3 wide out formation. This will be Bennett again. He's looking outside. He's going to cut it up. There's the cut. He got a couple before he's brought down by Cedric Hodge. Bellamy is there as well. A pickup of 5.
And this offensive line has tried to recover from free agent defections. Todd Stussy, Randall McDaniel, Jeff Christie. You know, they had the loss of a player.
Corey
Stringer. They've tried to recover the last couple of years, and finally they've put a group together. They're comfortable with each other, and it showed in the first drive here for the Minnesota Vikings.
The Vikings have played well for more than 3 quarters in a lot of games. They just can't finish it. They'll try to finish the Saints off here with a long drive and a touchdown. There's movement by the Vikings. There goes Culpepper. He's going to be in the end zone for a touchdown. I don't see any flags down, and it's Viking touchdown.
Culpepper right over the top of Bellamy and Hodge. 2 of the guys, you really have to expect this because they've run that quarterback draw a lot down here in the red zone. I thought they would have somebody assigned to Dante Culpepper, nobody assigned to him. They just couldn't converge and make the play.
This will be Gary Anderson. He'll try to add one more. The play looked like it got off to a strange start. I don't know if the Saints were ready.
Anytime you quick down a team, it gets them uncomfortable, and they're trying to figure out what their options are.
So the Vikings answer. We'll be back with Aaron Brooks.
Tiki, Mom's gonna love these.
Hi.
Hey, take a check?
I'm just gonna need some ID. Okay. How do I know this is you? Because it looks just like him.
But it's me.
Okay. But it looks like him. This says that you were born...
1975.
Okay. But it could still be him.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
So, are you guys related?
What kind of hot sauce you got?
It's mild, medium, hot, and 3-alarm radioactive fireball surprise.
Okay.
That was mild?
Uh-huh.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
I guess you don't want to try the medium one.
Bud Light.
Introducing Dockers, flat front mobile pants.
Nice
EOS Rebel TI. Get into it. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be. By Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. By Dockers Stain Defender. Don't be the one without it. And by K Jewelers. This holiday season, shop K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K.
Louis Armstrong, Santa Claus, Bourbon Street. Two of those things don't, or I should say two of those things belong there, one doesn't.
Poor Santa. The defensive squad of the New Orleans Saints, they were victimized there. They've got to get their group together.
This will be Lewis. No reverse this time, but he's got a huge lane, and Lewis going to run. A nice shot by Hayden Epstein, the kicker, and he stops the play. A pickup of 30.
Yeah, ever since I got this, I feel
Stronger, faster.
yeah, I'm doing this, doing that, bang, bang, bang. You know, this thing has turned me into what's the word?
Want a more powerful phone? Switch to Sprint and get unlimited PCS vision, unlimited night and weekend minutes, and 300 anytime minutes. And now at Sprint stores, get great deals instantly on PCS phones with full-color screens.
So you just go around in your costume helping people?
And I do what I can.
PCS from Sprint. Clearly, the phone to give or get.
I need a car. No, a convertible, a red one, with under 15,000 miles.
Autotrader.com. With 2 million new or used cars, you can find the one you really want. And with millions of shoppers, you can sell the one you already have. It's the ultimate automotive classified site. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
You know what impossible means? Don't even try it. Impossible can't happen. Impossible says, what are you, crazy? That's impossible. But not anymore. Not since the playoffs. Now impossible is just a starting point. Impossible is a negotiation. Impossible means Tom Brady, a second-string quarterback drafted in the 6th round, can catapult millions into euphoria. That's the magnitude of the playoffs. They've changed the English language. They've made impossible possible.
When a killer is stalking Homer, only another madman can catch the culprit. Kelsey Grammer is back.
I'm really glad you're still alive.
It's every parent's dream to outlive their children.
The Simpsons, all new 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
Welcome back to New Orleans. Ron Pitts, John Yurkovich. Everybody's got to be nice to Santa.
Those are a couple of elves there, huh? They're helping Santa pack the gifts.
Santa needs help. It's hard to deliver all those gifts in one night.
It ain't easy. It's a lot of travel. Got to have a souped-up buggy to get around the world now.
So the Saints will take over 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line after the Michael Lewis return. And this will be Brooks to pass right off the bat. He gets out of the pocket. Hovan, he won't get away from Chris Hovan. And we talked to Hovan last night. A loss of 13.
And what we're most impressed about with Chris Hovan is his takeoff. He gets off the ball quicker than anybody, and he's just going to use an outside speed rush move. He's going to get into Jaycox. He's going to throw the old rip, bull rush, throw the rip in there, and then he gets in pursuit. And this is what he does best. He closes to the quarterback. Most guys, once they beat a guy, they search for the quarterback. Hovan knows where he is, and he closes.
Chris Hovan, one of the guys very vocal last week going into the Green Bay game about Brett Favre. Here comes another sack. Twice in a row, the Vikings get pressure. This is Corey Chavis, the converted cornerback, to safety, and he takes down Brooks.
Chavis comes off the corner. There's got to be a recognition from the quarterback. Aaron Brooks has to see the safety, threatening the blitz off the corner. He comes out of the screen from the corner here, and there's Chavis. Brooks never sees him. They don't account for him. They've got to account for him. You've got to see it and anticipate it.
Is that on Turley or is that on Brooks?
No, I think that's on Brooks. They sent an extra guy to that side of the protection. He's got to realize that and get it to a hot read.
3rd and forever. This is the draw play. That's the field position play there. That's called give us some room to punt the ball. Hovan in on the play again.
Hovan's been doing a great job early in the game. Here he is playing defensive end, going up against Kyle Turley. Said he was going to bull rush Turley. Doesn't take the bin block upfield, comes back, converts, and makes the tackle on Deuce McAllister. Your offensive coordinator can't win in that decision, in that position. 3rd and forever.
Toby Goen will kick away. Nick Davis, he may not get a shot at this one. It's a bad ball, but it got a great roll all the way down to the 30-yard line, inside the 30. And that's where the Vikings will take over. 7-3 here in New Orleans.
Today, HP Technology is building efficient miracles, helping access the web wirelessly in coffee houses, and letting citizens talk to their government 24 hours a day. It's powering the engine of the world economy and making art timeless. For the world's great companies, thinkers, and doers, HP makes more things more possible.
Can you keep a secret? Look what I bought Mommy for Christmas. Your mom gave me you. Yes, she did.
This holiday, how do you thank your wife for the best Christmas ever? Diamond solitaire earrings from Kay Jewelers would be a great start. And you can be assured of 2 things. First, that every Kay diamond is hand-selected for exceptional beauty. And second, that she'll absolutely love them.
The little angel assured me you'd love this.
The little angel was right. Every kiss begins with Kay.
Meet Evan, a bachelor who earns $19,000 a year.
Great hair, great eyes, great body.
And meet the 20 women who are about to compete for his heart. Why? They think he's worth $50 million. Now, who would ever give him that idea? Can true love survive a little $50 million lie? Joe Millionaire, a new reality series with a twist.
It's a dream come true.
That's really twisted. Premieres Monday, January 6th on Fox.
Introducing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Covering the entire world of extreme sports. Nightly.
Ron Pitts, John Jurkovic back here in Minnesota, back here in New Orleans, and that's Minnesota's Chris Hovan. Wow.
He's an intense football player. He is intense. Beaker calls him the Energizer Bunny. Guy just keeps going and going and going 100% all the time.
He can definitely give you some scary looks. 1st and 10 on the 29. Culpepper in trouble. He gets it away, but he's in the pocket. Now there's going to be a discussion as to whether that's an intentional grounding.
The referee should call intentional grounding here. He was trying to avoid the sack. He dumped it in the ground. It was nowhere near a wide receiver. He was still in the pocket. And you see where the pocket runs from. In the pocket, no receiver present. He was doing it to avoid a sack.
Darren Howard pressured.
Darren Howard didn't get full.
I don't think so.
He was going upfield the whole way, anticipating a bootleg style of play. Well, they bailed out Dante Culpepper on that.
It'll go down as an incomplete pass, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Vikings in a 3 wide-out formation. Moss, the quick opener, and he'll go down quickly. That's Fred Thomas, the corner.
The timing was upset in that play. They didn't get the pass off as quick as they wanted. That stopped the blocks from being timed out perfectly. And Randy Moss was just out there with really no support.
It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
It's amazing how the offense gets so much of the benefit of the doubt. That was a penalty, and they didn't call the penalty. But this is an offensive league, and they want to showcase the offense.
Right.
That's why no penalty was called.
3rd and 9. Williams in the backfield with Culpepper. Here comes the heat. Moss has it, and he'll have the 1st down. Now he's going to dance. across the 45-yard line, and that's a huge pickup. Tackle by Dale Carter, a gain of 16.
Just an underneath route. Linebacker's got to call the China call when he's coming underneath. You see inside position by Dale Carter, but that's beat Cedric Hodge with the pick on his own guy. The ball was only thrown 5 yards, but it ends up 15, 16-yard gain. When you have that crossing type motion, you pick guys, you're going to get a lot of yardage.
Yeah, and as a corner, you don't want a receiver running through that traffic. They run in there, as you say, John, for a reason, to pick you off. 1st and 10, the Saints bring up an 8-man front to do that right there to shut down the run, and they do. Right now, let's go to the hardest working man in network television in L.A., Mr. James Brown.
Hey, Ron, thank you very much. Take a look at former Packer Allen Rossum on this kickoff return. This is, Ron, the 35th kickoff or punt return in the league this year for a touchdown. That one 91 yards, a league record 35th. It's automatic in Atlanta. Back to Ron and John.
Thank you very much, JB. And a look at the standings there. As we said earlier, if Atlanta wins and they get a loss from the Giants, they will earn a playoff spot. 2nd and 11, shotgun for number 11. He'll throw, looking for the out, and it's caught by Kelly Campbell. He's not in bounds. Dante seems to be making quicker decisions. We saw a couple runs, and on that throw there, he hit the drop back and let it fly.
He is making quicker decisions. If he gets the ball out just a smidgen earlier, he gets the ball out to Campbell. But Campbell, he's a young wide receiver. He's not used to catching the ball and getting those 2 feet down. It's still all new to him, and he has trouble getting off the line of scrimmage. That time he got off scot-free. But that ball, he's got to anticipate it out of that break, that ball is coming on time.
Campbell, the rookie out of Georgia Tech. 3rd and 11, play clock is moving. Dante has it. Throws complete. Chamberlain has got another 1st down. Bellamy on the tackle.
Passing lane for Dante Culpepper was wide open. Both tackles went to the outside. He had a full view of the field in front of him. Culpepper just looking, look at that, all that space just to take a look at what the wide receivers are doing. Chamberlain comes down with the catch. I talked about distributing the ball early in the game. That's what's happening. You see him going away from Randy, to Randy sometimes, but everybody's getting to touch the football.
It'll be a fresh set of downs, ball on the 38-yard line. This is the being explosive that Dante Culpepper talked about. Bennett, nothing explosive there. He's hemmed up immediately.
Matt Burke on the pull. They love to pull their center. Both teams like to do it. Matt Burke just missed the block. Linebacker cut up underneath him. Darren Smith made the play.
And the Vikings present a problem when you look at them from a schematic standpoint, because they do have the Randy Moss. But when you combine that with a 1,000-yard rusher, how do you stop the run and keep the deep pass from stinging you at the same time?
You have to take away one, and you're going to take away the run the best you can.
2nd down and 12. Plenty of time for Culpepper. He fires inside. That's Bennett. Bennett will get a few. He's covered by Cedric Hodge, a pickup of 6.
New Orleans wanted to be able to rush the passer with only 4 people. They didn't want to have to blitz the quarterback. And right now, they're not getting the pressure with just 4 guys. They've got to find a way to get to Culpepper and make him uncomfortable.
And you see the Saints switch off defensive linemen like they'll do. That is the disadvantage of having 2 tackles well over 300 pounds.
Yeah, 2 big, beefy guys, and Chase is even a big guy. You got to pull them out when you need pass rush. 3rd and long situation, you get your pass rushers in the game.
3rd and 7. Here comes the safety blitz. Culpepper gets it off, going for Campbell. He's got Campbell down to the 1-yard line.
Campbell beats Kenny Irvin right off the line of scrimmage. He's doing a better job of getting off the ball. That's the one critique the coaches had for him. He gets off the ball. If you're going to blitz this many guys, and there's Campbell right there.
Well, a pretty good jam.
A big jam by Irvin, but he whiffed a little bit. His momentum took him up the field. Wow. And there's Campbell, a perfect throw by Dante Culpepper.
You're right, a perfect throw, a perfect catch. And that tells me that Campbell has got some jets.
Here's the blitz coming off the corner. Bellamy has to get there. He's unblocked. He has to get to the quarterback.
1st and goal at the 3. Bennett gets away from one, but he won't get away from the other ones. Willie Whitehead rounds him up. And he looks like he lost a couple. He did. He lost 2.
Penetration at the line of scrimmage right here. They start knocking the offensive lineman back. It's Whitehead, it's Smith. Number of guys flying to the ball. There's no open hole. It looks just like one massive wall, like the Great Wall of China. That indecision makes Michael Bennett waffle a little bit.
Matt Burke got crushed on that play. 2nd and goal. Ball pushed back to the 6-yard line. Culpepper in trouble, gets away from one. He's going to run this. Puts his head down. Culpepper is in for the touchdown.
Culpepper getting it done today. Darren Howard comes free off the outside. Culpepper, a big man, 270 some odd pounds. Just sheds him like he wasn't even there. You lay a hand on Culpepper, you're going to get beat. There's Darren Howard, gets off the ball early and beats McKinney. But if you're not going to get a big shot on him, a full shot, he went right where Howard was, where he vacated.
Anderson adds another one, and the Vikings have come in here and made a statement early. They answered with their own reverse, and they have kept on humming. Aaron Brooks and McAllister better get it going.
Mr. Stevens?
Yeah.
Got you down for over 130 channels, $39.99 a month.
Right, so...
every channel's digital quality. There's access to 31 premium movie channels, 60 pay-per-view movie titles a month.
Great, so that can go on the back of the roof?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good. So go ahead and pull around back.
You work for the cable company, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why settle for cable? Get a 2-room DirecTV system with installation for under $50.
If you think all batteries are the same, consider this. When monitoring a patient after open heart surgery, the brand of battery hospitals trust most is Duracell. Duracell, trusted everywhere. Still think all batteries are the same? Consider this. When IMAX needed power for their camera, they trusted Duracell. Up there or down here on Earth. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
What have you been up to, Mr. Moneybags?
It's okay. I put it on the credit card.
Those interest charges are going to get us.
Don't worry. It's our new Capital One No Hassle card.
The Capital One No Hassle card has the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates, $0 fraud liability, and no telemarketing.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for your free team catalog.
Back here in New Orleans, Ron Pitts, John Yurkovich. That drive, Minnesota, Culpepper was 3 for 3 on 3rd down. That's what you call moving the chains.
3rd down conversions will break the back of the defense.
I think that's a quick enough start for Mike Tice. He was complaining about that.
Sure, he's happy. Yeah, he's happy today.
This is Lewis. Look at that hole right there. My goodness. And there goes Michael Lewis. Epstein won't catch him. One man has to get him. And it won't happen, folks. 97 yards for the score.
It's an offensive shootout. When he returned the punt return and the kickoff return for touchdowns earlier in the year, he never got touched. He doesn't get touched on this kickoff return. Credit the guys up front, the blockers. The special teams has been big for New Orleans all year. Well, it hasn't stopped today. The special teams, they're still rolling. Block punts, block kicks everywhere. Now they get another return for a touchdown. Here's Lewis. The wedge comes back. This is the importance. Look at that wedge come in there. But there's nobody there. I don't see a purple jersey in the middle.
My goodness.
There was a void of Minnesota Vikings in the middle there. And you cannot, your offense has busted their chops out here. They've given you some points. The last place you need things to go wrong for you is on special teams.
Arnie puts another one up. And that return by Lewis is the longest kickoff return of his career.
You give a lot of credit to Al Everest, the special teams coach for the New Orleans Saints. He's got his guys playing at a very high level. But Jay Hayes, he's the embattled special teams coach for the Minnesota Vikings. They've had problems.
A lot of talk with the block kicks. A lot of talk that there could be some changes in that position.
Michael Lewis has made his name. He's made a statement. He's worked his way into this league.
The former beer truck driver right here in New Orleans. He called up Jim Haslett one day and said, "Coach, you don't know me, but you're going to know me. I want to try out." Haslett walked out in the pouring rain to watch him run a 4.140. He said, "Do it again, and you're on the team." He did it again.
And that's an amazing story. This is a guy who wanted to play football, did everything he could to make his way into the NFL. It's the dream of kids as they're growing up. That dream really never stops. He didn't give up his dream, and he's found his way into an NFL roster, and it's been tumultuous for him. He's been on a roster, he's been released, he's been back on the roster. He's learned how to hold on to the football, which is the biggest key for him. Do not fumble, and he's made great plays.
I like that, tumultuous.
Yeah.
You are the first defensive tackle I've heard use that term.
Well, you know, that Wonderlic score of mine was pretty good.
And the Wonderlic.
Yeah, us defensive linemen are smart.
The NFL intelligent tests they give to all the rookies that come in. And this will be the Vikings. That's Tyrone Carter, and he takes a shot by number 40, Mel Mitchell. Well, Michael Lewis has done this before, folks. He did it in Washington, week 6. This is the punt return for 83 yards and the score. He wasn't happy with that. He came back with a kickoff return of 90. The first player in team history to run a punt and a kickoff back for a touchdown in the same game.
He's the 7th player in NFL history to do it, and Dante Hall did it last week.
Those are the kind of plays that turn games. And look at this. All of a sudden, the Saints crowd, the sellout crowd, is in this game. 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. The sack. But there was movement, and we've got flags down. Darren Howard may not get the credit for this. I thought he left early.
Darren Howard was offsides.
Offside.
He was offsides on the touchdown play by Dante Culpepper. He was offsides on this play. He thinks he's got something. He's got a key. Here he is right here. You take a look. He thinks he has something. It's a head bob by Culpepper. He got off too early. They should have blown that whistle earlier and given Culpepper a chance not to get hit.
John, you know that playing down in the pit as you have for so many years. A guy has to be sensitive to all those keys to get those great jumps. It'll make it 1st and 5. Howard misses again. He almost had him. Culpepper looking down the field. He'll just throw this one away. Intended for Byron Chamberlain, the tight end.
Something's gotten into Darren Howard. Somebody said something to him that he's got to start bringing the rush. So one thing McKinney's done in the past, he's had trouble getting out of his stance. He's just been a half a second slow getting out of his stance. Howard is trying to take advantage of that. He's getting around the corner, but he's getting no help from the rest of his defensive line teammates. They're not getting pushed. They're not getting up there to help get him once he moves up in the pocket.
Brian McKinney told us last night the biggest problem in this league for him is being able to focus in on the snap count, especially in a loud stadium. This is the toss to Bennett. Bennett's got a corner. There goes Michael Bennett. Bennett all the way out to the 45-yard line before he's brought down by Jay Bellamy. And that should be the end of the first quarter. A pickup of 19. And Yurko, we have got fireworks here in this first quarter. We'll start the second quarter when we come back.
Fox tonight. It's an all-new night of crime and punishment. First, a notorious killer returns.
Just call me Bob.
Kelsey Grammer's back on The Simpsons. Then,
where's my finger?
Manslaughter hits King of the Hill. Malcolm's busted for forbidden love.
Get your filthy mouth off of my daughter's face!
And even Andy Richter knows you can't hide from the buzz.
A woman has certain needs.
Oh, dear.
An all-new night of crime and punishment starts at 8 tonight on Fox. You're watching the NFL on Fox.
A
3-time Mitsubishi Diamond Award winner for sales, parts, and service excellence. And that means driving confidence. But we also offer something beyond quality. A car should answer your needs while stirring your emotions. You should feel as exhilarated driving your Mitsubishi as we are at winning your satisfaction and going beyond the expected.
Exceeding expectations, experience, acceleration,
Papa John's presents a mouth-watering deal that'll put a smile on your face. Say cheese. Sticks. Free cheese sticks. When you buy a made-to-order large one-topping Papa John's pizza for just $9.99, John himself will toss in our delicious cheese sticks absolutely free. We start with Papa John's hand-tossed dough, garlic sauce, cheese made with 100% mozzarella, and 2 zesty sauces for dipping. Call your neighborhood Papa John's today and get free cheese sticks when you order a large one-topping pizza for only $9.99. We see you smiling.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
The next American Idol, this January on Fox.
Back here in New Orleans, Ron Pitts, Don Yurkovich. We start the second quarter. It's been all Minnesota, but then the Saints jumped into it with a big return for a touchdown by Michael Lewis. And we're sitting here right now at 14-10. Dante Culpepper will start out on the 44-yard line. Randy Moss is knocked out. There goes the ball. It looked like they were trying to run a reverse or a fake reverse. Whatever the case, it didn't fool anybody on the Saints side.
It was a fake reverse, and they're going to throw a screen to Michael Bennett, but Darren Howard does not get fooled. Watch Darren Howard just continue up the football field. It's his responsibility to get Culpepper. He sees Kleinsasser moving right at him, and he stays with it, and he goes with the fake, and that's what you have to do. That's how you get Randy Moss to quit running that reverse and to get Mike Tice to stop running that reverse.
Ask Randy if he wants to run that again. 2nd and 10. Bennett, he's got another big hole, and he's across the 50-yard line. Brought down by Fred Thomas. He got 6.
Michael Bennett can cut back wherever he wants to cut back on this field. He's looking at linebackers. He's looking at safeties. He ends up taking this one back, all the way back behind the defensive end, Grant.
How do they get holes that big? What are they running up front in the offensive line?
What happens sometimes is your defensive linemen run themselves out of position. They don't want to be reached, so they start running out of position, and all of a sudden you've got big crevices in there.
3rd and 4. Moss up top. Here comes the heat. Culpepper gets out. The throw complete to Bennett. Bennett's got the first and some more. There goes Michael Bennett, one man to beat. Before Sammy Knight runs him out of bounds. Another huge pickup by Michael Bennett. 35 yards. This guy's all-purpose yardage is unbelievable.
The Saints DBs look like the Keystone Cops. They've got something. Clemens gets off the ball here, so does Howard.
Yeah.
These guys have something. They've seen something, and they're getting off the ball. Here, Culpepper just does the smart thing. Gets the ball to Michael Bennett. All of a sudden, you've got blockers downfield. Dwayne Bates, Chamberlain, and they give Bennett some room to run, and he finds his way down the sidelines for a big play.
Michael Bennett, 40 yards receiving on 2 catches already. 1st and 10. Ball at the 15. Williams is in the game. The pressure, and you just said it, John. They had something, and they got something that time. Big Norman Hand is in on the play along with 3 others.
They've got a little stunt scheme going on. He's lined up in one of the A-gaps, and he just slants across. The guard doesn't come pick him up. Norman Hand scot-free to the quarterback. This is second. He's got 2.5 sacks now on the year. He's not a big pass rush guy. You don't expect a ton of sacks out of a big Norman Hand.
Big Norman, over 300 pounds. You can see he's sweating up a storm already. You know what? When you got your own chicken wing joint, life is good.
Oh, it's fabulous. Get your chicken wings whenever you want.
Culpepper looking, plenty of time, complete over the middle to Byron Chamberlain. He's wrestled down by Smith. Right now, let's go down to our sideline reporter, Joe Trahan. Joe?
Thanks so much, Ronnie. There are a couple of special guests here at the Superdome. If you've seen Dante hand off his 2 touchdown footballs, they've gone to his first cousin, Kenneth McFadden here. Kenneth making the 9-hour drive from Ocala, Florida. But the special guest is Dante's mom, Emma. She's here as well. Ron, back to you.
Thank you very much, Joe. Boy, and Kenneth, he's had a good day already.
Yeah, 2 footballs.
And we're not even at halftime.
And I'm sure Dante's mom, Emma, she's probably got about 50 footballs that he's given her.
She may have 50 more. 3rd and 5. Culpepper looking. The rush is there. Gets away from Thomas, but he won't get away from the rest of the bunch, the heavy lunch bunch.
You have to stay solid on Culpepper. They talked about trying to get a rush with just the front 4. They know they're going to have to send some more guys. Here Culpepper's perusing the field. He's got receivers. He's got a little bit of time. He's got to realize he's got to fire that ball out of there. Get rid of the ball. Don't take the sack, especially on 3rd down.
Right. You push the field goal back. Now Gary Anderson, he's got to try from 17 yards further back.
And if you're looking for Randy Moss, you're not going to find Randy Moss.
41 yards out. Anderson, it came out low, but all that matters is that it goes through, and it does. Minnesota adds to the lead. They answer after the big return. This is a good one, folks.
Nice phone. I gotta get a cordless headset.
Funny how the holidays turn even the most serious business people into kids again. Consider Office Depot your toy store, because our people know exactly what business people want for the holidays, and we offer a wide variety of gifts at great prices. Office Depot. What you need to know.
Golf Saturday? Can't. It's my weekend with the kids.
The Citizen Echo Drive. It never needs a battery because light recharges it. So, what will you do with your battery now that your watch doesn't need one?
Now through Sunday, Zales is having its biggest sale of the season, where you can save up to 50%, plus take up to an extra $200 off every piece of jewelry in the store. Now through Sunday at Zales, the Diamond Store.
Turn here. Let's go.
Sure, just hop in. It's easy. What could go wrong?
The Hyundai Santa Fe, with America's best warranty. When you take things in stride, you win. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Zales, the Diamond Store, by Duracell, trusted everywhere, by Citizen Echo Drive, a revolutionary watch that never needs a battery, and by Office Depot, what you need to know.
Back here in New Orleans, big Norman Hand. And, you know, there's been some good guys down in that trench called Hand.
Yeah, there have been. Guy out in San Diego was a pretty dominant player, too.
John Hand. This is Lewis. Lewis, another great return. And they're doing something right up front.
They are doing something right. Boo Williams up front. J.J. Jones. These guys are doing something up front. They're engaging their blockers early. They're running alongside of them and getting it done for the Saints.
And all that does is equate to great field position. Michael Lewis has been quiet the last couple weeks, and he's got that nasty knack of putting the ball on the ground, which infuriates Jim Haslett. In fact, he cut him one time because of that. 1st and 10. Quick toss. Deuce won't get much. Right now, let's go to Los Angeles, and JB's got a little update info.
All right, Ron, take a look at Mike Allstott, a 1-yard bruising run for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to help put them up 10-7 over Detroit. And then Algie Crumpler with this pass back across the field by Michael Vick. Vick, as you know, threw a pick earlier that led to a Seattle touchdown. He answers back with that. Falcons on top, 14-7. Back to Ron and John.
Thank you very much, JB. 2nd down and 10 for Aaron Brooks and the Saints. Play action to Deuce. Quick throw. That looks like Dante Stallworth, a rookie. I think his knee touched down before he got across the marker. He picked up 7. And Yurko, this kid has come on pretty strong. You know, he's got days, but when his bad days hit, he's able to bounce back and somehow get a good play in the game.
He's been slowed a bit this year by that hamstring injury, but he's got 7 touchdowns. He's made an impact as the wide receiver. You're looking for Jerome Payton, was supposed to be the number 2 guy. I think Stallworth's come out, and he's the number 2 wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints, and that's what you want out of a high draft choice.
That was the first completion today by the New Orleans Saints, if you can believe that. Brooks clearly not trying to throw the ball too far down the field. He won't try here. That's McAllister, and he didn't get much at all.
The Saints go for the inside trap. They go for the trap knowing that the Vikings are going to be up the field. Hopefully you can break Deuce McAllister loose. But defensively, they're getting their hands on Deuce and bringing him down just short of that 1st down marker.
McAllister with that heavily taped bad right ankle. In fact, he's got a brace on it. It's been bothering him for the last 3 weeks. With that said, though, he goes up to Baltimore last week and still gets 127 yards rushing.
And he's a workhorse. And you can see he gets hit in the backfield right at the line of scrimmage. The ball is short of the 50-yard line. His helmet is well past it. But they're plenty short. Big decisions here for Jim Haslett.
Well, what do? You're down by 7. It's early. A lot of explosion in this game.
Well, I'm conservative by nature. I punted away. You're in your home building. I pin them down, pin the Vikings down, and you've got to ask your defense to come up with a big play. Force a turnover, force a punt on 3 plays. And, of course, Haslett, he's the gambler. He goes for 2 anytime, anywhere on the football field. He throws that conventional card for 2-point conversions right out the window and wants to know who's the expert that made that card. He's going to gamble and go for it.
What he is a former player with the Buffalo Bills, a middle linebacker. And this is what a former player does. 4th and 1. Smith in motion. Play action. Complete to Smith, and it worked. And nobody expected the big bruising fullback, Terrell Smith, to handle the ball.
That's reputation for your offense. They know you're going to run the ball. They know you've got a great running team and a great offensive line. He goes into a little short motion. He's the fullback. He's going to come over in that little short motion to make it look like he's going to lead up. No, it's the fake to McAllister. They bring everybody up. Beekert, really don't know if he's got the speed to cover Smith, but Smith outflanks him. 1st down.
The Saints 8 for 10 on 4th down conversions this year. So there's no wonder that they would go for that. The flip out, McAllister, he makes a move, tries to come back inside, and he does, and he'll be very close to another 1st down. Eric Kelly, the cornerback, brought him down after a pickup of 8.
Deuce is banged up, but he gets out there in the perimeter and he makes Nick Rogers miss. Rogers flying out there, knows he has to turn Deuce back inside. He's got to get him inside. That he does. But Deuce, get him the ball out in the open field. Even with the bad ankle, he's still dangerous.
The number 1 rusher in the NFC. Wasn't all that happy with some of the comments that Ricky Williams made regarding who can rush for more yards. 2nd and 2. Let's see if Deuce picked it up.
Fred Robbins making the play, getting inside, shedding a blocker, and getting to McAllister.
As we said earlier, Ricky Williams, of course, going over that 1,500-yard mark last Monday night. That allowed the Saints to get an extra draft pick in the 1st round. And you can see the comparison of the 2 running backs there.
McAllister has missed a game, so his numbers would be a little bit higher. But it's worked out great for both teams.
It's all a part of that contract trade, the contingency deal. And And this is all a part of Jerome Pathon. He doesn't catch many, but he got that one, and that's good enough for a first down. And you look at those draft picks that the Saints have in Yurko, they are loaded up, or should be loaded up for bear come this spring.
And Haslett had a big smile across his face yesterday when he's looking at the next 2 years. He anticipates this team winning a Super Bowl. You see in the third, he got 2 picks. That's going to move from a 4th to a third round pick. That second pick, that's the Willie Roaf pick from Kansas City, if Willie Roaf plays 90% of the plays, which most likely he will.
Because the Kansas City Chiefs are fighting for the playoffs. Here's a pump and go by Brooks. Comes back over the middle to Jerome Pathon, and Pathon does it again.
Pathon, the third wide receiver, now that Stallworth's established himself as the second receiver, probably not getting as many balls as he would like. He's a little bit banged up, limping off the field, but they've got 4 quality wide receivers. Pathon going to cut it over the middle. You see Aaron Brooks goes to his third read. That's Jerome Pathon right over the middle of the field. You give the quarterback time, he's going to sit and he's going to dissect the defensive backfield. You put pressure on him, and he's got to dump the ball and get rid of it.
First down and goal. Ball resting on the 8-yard line as Brooks goes into an audible. This is McAllister. McAllister has nothing but purple rain. Chris Hovan makes the initial hit along with Fred Robbins.
Fontenot's struggling. Take a look at this score. Philadelphia 17-0 over Washington. That's imperative. That's important. If Philadelphia wins today and New Orleans wins, they got to clinch.
That's right. But you know the problem with those scores, you got to take care of your house.
Yeah. You've got to win your games.
And that's exactly the situation for the Saints. This will be second and goal. 10th play of the drive. Brooks looking in the end zone. He's got a man looking for Joe Horn, but it's over his head. Good coverage on the play by Eric Kelly. Pressure by Lance Johnstone.
They're trying to get to Horn in the middle of the field. They look like they're going to run the little slant and hope you get a little bite on it from the defensive back. They got a smidgen of it, but that pressure forced Brooks. If you got that pressure, forced Brooks to throw it out of bounds, out of the end zone.
And that was Aaron Brooks' first incompletion of the day. The man is 5 of 6 for 50 yards. So that shoulder, with whatever throws he's making, is holding up okay. 3rd and goal. They'll try another shot in the end zone. Here comes the heat, and Brooks will go down. We've got a flag down as well. Let's see what that's about. But Lance Johnstone, along with Mixon, take down Brooks.
Johnstone's a guy that's had sacks in the past, 2 10-plus sack seasons with the Oakland Raiders.
Illegal shift, offense. Number 83, 2 men moving, and they did not reset prior to the snap. That penalty will be declined. 4th down.
So the Saints get popped for an illegal formation.
Shooting themselves in the foot, really, with that penalty. No matter what happens, they ended up getting sacked on the play. But you're shooting yourself in the foot. You've got to stay disciplined. You got to avoid the penalties, give your chance to get into the end zone. There they are in the red zone. They don't score a touchdown. They get a field goal opportunity.
So this will bring on John Carney. He'll try from 34 yards to bring the Saints within 4. It's up, and it's good. No flags, and the Saints chip away. But they've got to slow down the Viking offense. They haven't done it yet.
Sorry.
It's okay. Stop! Tim here is on his first date, and his family has some advice. With T-Mobile, families can talk all they want. Well,
hello? Let her win. Hello?
Tell her she smells nice.
Hello?
Does she come from money?
Hello?
Does she have a sister? Wrong number. Families talk free. Additional lines just $10. Only from T-Mobile.
get more.
Mobile technology to get information quickly and easily. The world's police forces now fight crime digitally.
Just tell me what's going on.
It's a nuclear bomb.
For the last 7 hours. We're out of time. If you want to live through this, you gotta be straight with me. Jack Bauer has tried to stop a terrorist attack that could cost millions of lives. Is he really willing to die?
Yes.
This Tuesday, he gets the break he's been waiting for. What did he tell you?
Everything.
No! Hang on for a ride you'll never forget.
I know where the bomb is.
An all-new 24 at 9/8 Central Fox Tuesday.
Fox Tuesday. Eric bombs the SATs.
An 800's not good. Fez did better, and his whole country's made of bamboo.
What could be worse?
I got a 1030!
He did worse than Kelso. I watched that kid glue his hand to his face. The 70 Show. All new at 8/7 Central. Fox Tuesday.
Coming up next, it's the second part of our Fox doubleheader. Brett Favre leads the NFC North champion Packers against Terrell Owens and NFC West champion 49ers in a possible playoff preview. Or the Dallas Cowboys will hook up with the New York Giants. It's a full day of NFL action continuing next right here on Fox. This will be Carter from the end zone. Looking for the outside. He won't get it. And that's where the Vikings will take over. Michael Lewis makes the tackle.
What's brown to me? One word. Mahoney. Mahoney does the work of 3. So instead of 3 different guys for ground deliveries, overnight, and international.
Hey, how you doing?
And 3 different pickup times, all I need is 1 Mahoney and 1 pickup. You wore the shorts for TV, didn't you?
One driver, 1 pickup, 1 reliable network. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
One can wish upon a star, 2 can make that wish come true. It takes 2, baby. It takes 2, baby. Me and you.
Now there's an American Express card with rewards built in. You can get double rewards points for things you buy every day and a point for virtually every other dollar you spend. So you can earn rewards in double time.
This is Matt Burke of the Minnesota Vikings. Matt helps the United Way build stronger communities by supporting educational programs developed to help kids succeed. Matt went to Harvard.
Where does lightning come from?
Well, first we must understand the nature of atoms. Atoms are made up of positively charged protons and uncharged neutrons. This dynamic is called the electromagnetic force.
Well, doesn't it come from the sky?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Matt Burke. He went to Harvard.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Back here in New Orleans, Ron Pitts, Don Yurkovich, and everybody needs a helmet head.
Everybody needs a helmet head.
And you need a clown, and you need a guy with a tambourine or a drum. 1st and 10 on the 19 for the Vikings. Believe it or not, this is their worst starting field position of the day so far.
We had a Saints fan with horns on. I don't know how that works.
He's a devil of a Saint. Culpepper. Complete to the tight end, Chamberlain, and Chamberlain is out across the 25-yard line. Right now, let's return to Los Angeles with James Brown.
Devil of a Saint, huh, Ron? Hey, your guy, Dante Culpepper, has 2 rushing touchdowns. So does Deuce Staley as he caps that 7-play, 80-yard drive. It is 17-0 Philly, looking for a 2nd consecutive NFC East title. Back to Ron and John.
Thank you very much, JB. And Philly, that score helps out the Saints. The Saints got to take care of business here. And so far, the Vikings are giving them all they can handle. This is Bennett. Bennett out across to the 34. And John, all of us here at Fox want to send out our condolences to the family of Frank Warren, the former New Orleans Saints defensive lineman who passed away from a heart attack yesterday at his home in Pleasant Grove, Alabama. He was 43 years old. And Warren was inducted into the Saints Hall of Fame in October along with Jim Mora. And he recorded 52.5 sacks during his playing days here in New Orleans.
I played for John Peace, his old defensive line coach, and he told me what a great player Frank Warren was. Showed us footage of how he played. It's coaching tape, clinic tape for us. He's phenomenal.
That was Randy Moss. He gets out close to the 40-yard line in a first down. They'll bring on a measurement. As you take a look at some of the other scores, Detroit giving Tampa Bay all they want.
Pittsburgh on top of a tough Carolina squad. Good defense in Carolina, 13-7.
And the New Orleans Saints are in that 1967 retro look today. That's one of their 3 throwback uniforms that's been approved by the league as we look at the first down made by Randy Moss.
I love those gold jerseys. I mean, they look fantastic.
You like that better than the black on black that they wore last year?
I like it way, way better than the black and black. I saw Jacksonville getting the black on black this year, too. They need to throw that one away. I need a little contrast in colors. You know, I need something to catch my eye. Because, you know, that's what I'm all about. Gucci, all that type of stuff. That's what I'm about. This looks cutting edge.
That affects your funk sway.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Fresh set for Dante. He's on the move, though. He throws. Let's see if it's complete in bounds. The official says no. The ball hit the ground. That was Chamberlain. Coverage on the play, or pressure by Smith.
Culpepper has Rick Venturi, the defensive coordinator from New Orleans Saints, pulling his hair out. He's got Darren Smith, who has a free shot at the quarterback.
Right.
And the athleticism of Culpepper, he just bails out of the situation, and Smith whiffs on the quarterback. You've got chances. You only got a handful of chances to make plays, and they're not making the plays. Here you are on the sidelines. You got good coverage. It's right on top, Thomas. And Chamberlain's out of bounds if he would have caught it anyway.
Second down and 10. Play clock moving. Bennett will get nothing. He stopped immediately. Darren Smith, the leading tackler, along with Willie Whitehead. And Whitehead will do a lot of moving in and out of there. He started today for Charles Grant, the rookie who had a couple starts earlier.
Minnesota ran that running play on second down, trying to take some time off the clock. They're not totally convinced that they're going to be able to get this third down, so they want to take some time off and not leave New Orleans with a whole bunch of time to drive the field for a touchdown at the end of the half.
Big third down here for the Minnesota Vikings. 3rd and 12. Here comes the heat. Culpepper throws it, skips it out the Klein saucer, just narrowly avoiding the sack.
Howard, Whitehead, Grant, all these guys putting pressure on the quarterback. Everybody flying off the ball. They come with an odd look here, and the defensive ends are getting upfield. Culpepper does the smart thing and just dumps it out.
And this will be Minnesota's first punt of the game, as Kyle Richardson, standing at about his 23-yard line, will launch deep to Michael Lewis. Remember, the Saints blocked the punt last week. Richardson kind of squibs this one off the side of his foot. I got to believe, John, the pressure had an effect.
Sweater for Aunt Em, $80 online. Dog dish for Toto, $20 online. Fabulous shoes, $150 online. Knowing you're safe when you shop online. Priceless. With MasterCard Zero Liability, you're protected from unauthorized purchases. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Turn your dollar into something tasty with a juicy Big and Tasty with fresh lettuce and tomato, the McChicken sandwich, or lots of your favorite foods for just $1 each. Every day on McDonald's Dollar Menu.
It's coming. The next American Idol. This January on Fox. Love hurts on a new Malcolm. Lois and Hal make a vow of abstinence.
I'll just sleep in the car.
Park it a couple blocks away.
Who'll crack first?
Tool belt on.
And an overprotective dad has it in for Malcolm.
We can make this work.
Dad, see you, Matt.
A new Malcolm.
Sounds good.
9/8 Central tonight. Fox Monday is the season for peace and goodwill toward men.
There's a hotel on Beacon Hill. Get a room, and I'll meet you there at 4 o'clock.
Be there for a special holiday Boston Public.
Mr. Hanson, thank you. I didn't do anything yet. Yes, you have.
An all-new episode, 8/7 Central, Fox Monday.
We're back here in New Orleans. Minnesota up by 4. Looks like the Vikings have lost a little bit of momentum.
Well, both teams have settled in to what they want to do offensively. I'd like to see the Vikings get back to running the ball with Michael Bennett. They really had a ton of open holes early, and they really had a scheme against New Orleans defense. Get back to running that football.
Once again, a look at the playoff situation facing the Saints. They need a win here today to get in. A loss by the Giants or a win by the Philadelphia Eagles, and Aaron Brooks needs some more time. Tries to go to McAllister, and it almost looked like McAllister, because of that ankle, couldn't get down there low enough. He looked a little stiff.
There's only certain situations that he's bothered with that ankle. Trying to move left where he's got to push off of that, or when you really got to take it to a point of flexion where you've got to bend down, where you got to go after things, where subconsciously you can go and do it easily. He can't do that right now.
One of the knocks on Deuce McAllister coming out in the draft last year was that he was injury prone. His senior season had a shoulder injury, caused him to miss 6 games. Dropped from a projected 3 or 4 all the way down to 23. Brooks fires. What a shot that was. And that's complete to Joe Horn, and Joe Horn is down.
Horn a little banged up, took a good shot. But here's Joe Horn out on the perimeter, just an exchange route with Jake Reed. Beaker can't get over in time. And you see Horn just get banged up, hits the turf. He's hit the turf a couple of times.
That's Joe Horn's first catch. We'll come back and see what's going on with him.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Gateway, a better way.
Get an amazing Gateway holiday deal for home or office. Buy one award-winning PC and get a second award-winning PC free. Purchase a Gateway 700XL PC or a Gateway 600XL notebook, and you'll get a Gateway 300S PC free. Get one and give one. Call 1-800-GATEWAY now for free shipping on all home PC purchases. The Gateway 600XL uses the mobile Intel Pentium 4 processor M.
The Citizen Echo Drive. It never needs a battery because light recharges it. So, what will you do with your battery now that your watch doesn't need one? Introducing Dockers flat front mobile pants.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear this holiday season. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for the biggest selection of authentic NFL gear. For your free team catalog, call 877-NFL-SHOP or go to NFL Shop on NFL.com.
Back here in New Orleans, Joe Horn walked off the field under his own power, and here's what happened.
Catches the ball, then he gets struck down, and it's when his shoulder impacts the turf and his helmet impacts, you see a little bit of separation there. Could be a stinger, could be just got dazed a little bit and saw some stars. But he's had turf burns up and down that arm. I'm sure you take a wallop like that on this hard turf in the Superdome, That's going to cause some aches and pains.
And you got to wonder how long this turf is going to be here with all the new turf that's out there, the next turf and sports turf. A much kinder and gentler surface out there available for professional athletes. Here comes the 8-man front for the Vikings. A toss to McAllister, and he'll get a couple.
That toss to McAllister was intended to go to the outside, but there was no room whatsoever on the outside.
Deuce McAllister, as we said, did not like some of the comments by Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams said, as long as I get more yards than Deuce McAllister, everything's okay. He couldn't understand the attack on him. This is McAllister again. He's pushed out of bounds by Kelly. Well, coming up next, it's the Visa halftime report. The fellas, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy, will have all the scores and highlights from around the NFL in the first half, plus the Fox Sports ticker with all the up-to-the-second stats. That's the Visa halftime report coming your way right after this 1:30 ticks down.
It's imperative that New Orleans gets this first down, the key third down conversion.
This is a big 3rd down and 5. Saints have pushed into Minnesota Viking territory. 3 wide outs, Pathon in motion. The quick out, it's complete to the rookie Stallworth. Stallworth gets up the field and very smartly, John, got out of bounds. I thought he was going to mess it up.
Well, he went inside, then came back outside. Kelly on the coverage. Stallworth just had plenty of room. You only need 5-6 yards for the first down, and you see all the cushion that Stallworth gets. That's too much room on that 3rd down play. But you'd see Kelly doesn't want to get beat. He gives room, goes inside, takes it back outside, does get out of bounds. 3 timeouts left for the New Orleans Saints. They're in a perfect situation with a short field. They can run their normal offense.
And the Vikings have had problems in the secondary. They've had to move some people around to try to get them fixed. I'm not sure if they're fixed yet. 1st and 10 on the 27. This is Brooks. He's looking for the end zone. Here comes the heat. Hovan misses. But he's not missed by Lorenzo Bromell. We've got a newborn in the family.
He does have a newborn in the family. Last Friday, Isis Simone Bromell, 8 pounds, 9 ounces. Congratulations to him and his wife, Chantel.
We'll be back after this timeout.
Matt Kenseth and the NASCAR Young Guns were born to make racing more exciting. The Daytona 500 returns this February only on Fox.
Back here in New Orleans, the Saints threatening to score here. 1:09 left on the clock. Saints burn that timeout. They've got 2 left. The Vikings have all 3 should they get the ball back. This is 2nd down and 8. 4 wide out formation for the Saints. Brooks looking left, comes back in the middle, checks it down. That's Pathon, and Pathon is tackled immediately by Beekert, the middle linebacker. We've got a flag down. Let's see what's going on. And the preliminary call from referee Bob McElwee is against the Saints.
Saints could little afford to have a penalty there. It's going to knock them back. They just seem to be... They're shooting themselves in the foot. They're not smooth. They get down toward that red zone, and suddenly they start going backwards.
Number 68, offense. 10 yards, 2nd down.
Turley at left tackle gets the holding call. He's usually a technician, but he's having a little trouble with Bromell. Bromell had a sack earlier, and now you see him just working a bunch of different moves. It's the pull down. That's what it is. It's the pull down. They'll call that every time. Suddenly, guy's standing. Next thing you know, he's kissing the turf. Yeah, there's a problem there. They're going to call that on Turley.
Kyle Turley, one of the more aggressive and colorful tackles in the NFL. Remember last year he was hit with a fine for ripping off a helmet of a New York Jet. There's trouble again. Brooks just kind of shovels it out. Intended for McAllister, and it wasn't even close. He was pressured by Kenny Mixon.
He avoids the sack. If they get no yardage here, they've got a 53-yard field goal. I'd have to say they need at least 5 yards to give themselves a good field goal try. But boy, you'd like to come out of it with a touchdown here. They were in perfect situation. 2 minutes on the clock. They're on the 48-yard line.
Right.
You would expect a touchdown in this situation.
And John Carney has hit from 48. That's his long. He's made 14 of the last 15 field goals, so you just got to get him close. This is 3rd and 18. Going toward the end zone. It's caught, and that's a touchdown. The former Minnesota Vikings, Jake Reed, but hold on, folks. We've got a flag down. And it's in the secondary area of the Minnesota Vikings. It's against the Vikings, and the touchdown will count.
Jake Reed running right down the center of the football field. Just threw the ball up there for his guy. The defensive back for the Vikings was turned around. He couldn't see the football. Jake Reed could make the adjustment. And there you see, might have even been a little shove off on Chavis. He's playing safety now. He's really a corner who's got corner cover skills. But Chavis, Reed gave himself a little room by making the shove, catches the touchdown.
And we just talked about the troubles in the Vikings secondary, and they come to fruition quite quick. The point is good, but we've got another flag down. And John, I don't know why Jack Brewer just didn't take the knockout shot.
Yeah,
he had it.
Yeah, you want to take him out the minute you can. He's known as the big hitter on the New Orleans Saints. Why you wouldn't get out there and just, I don't know, maybe it's all the fines safeties are getting out in the NFL. All those unnecessary shots could be taking effect on a young secondary.
We'll wait for referee Bob McElwee to let us know what happened. And obviously it's against the Vikings. Some sort of personal foul because he's talking to the kicker, Carney.
We've seen a little chirping going on between the two teams.
Yes.
Everybody's chirping back and forth, a couple extra shoves, and it looks like it came to a head on that point extra situation.
Personal foul, illegal leverage on the extra point, number 70 defense. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. The point is good.
So that'll add some extra distance on the kickoff for the Saints. Saints coming back strong. The Vikings will get one more shot before the half.
The phrase average Joe was coined for a reason. Joe's the guy who wears a shirt that says Joe on it. Joe doesn't steal the girl, he's the guy you pal around with, but not since the playoffs. Now Joe's a bachelor from Alabama who changes everything. Joe's a guy who carries New York City on 2 bad knees and guarantees victory. Joe's not just a name, it's an idea. Fathers expect more from a kid named Joe. That's how big the playoffs are. They took the name Joe and made it Joe.
When Hank commits a power tool offense,
oh my God!
A judge makes him stay 100 feet away from his friends.
You know the drill. Put him in the cooler. We'll get him reattached.
King of the Hill, all new 8:30, 7:30 Central tonight on Fox.
Head coach Jim Haslett giving the props to the fellas over there. Nice drive. They went down the field and put it into the end zone. You never want to give up that touchdown going in at halftime.
And not like that. Not a throw right down the middle of the field where you've got one of your safeties over the top who could come in. It was supposed to come over and help you make that play. You said Brewer should have taken his head off. That's what he should have done. He should have made the big hit.
That drive capped off by the 35-yard touchdown reception by Reed. 8 plays, 65 yards. Only took up a minute and 28 seconds. This one, with the penalty, of course, goes almost into Metairie.
And on that touchdown, you're going to see Chavis in good coverage in a trail technique. And all of a sudden at the end, Jake Reed just gets a little shove right there. You see how he just creates a little bit of space for him. A veteran receiver is going to get away with that. But Chavis was in exceptional coverage, looking for help, trying to find help. He got no help.
Jake Reed, along with his brother, Dale Carter, both were with the Minnesota Vikings at one point last year. This is 1st and 10. Culpepper will have all 3 timeouts to work with. Quick screen. Here goes Bennett. He's got some room, and he'll get out of bounds. but not after a big pickup. A nice call there.
Conservative call. The defense is going to allow the Minnesota Vikings to hit the underneath stuff, and they expect their defenders to be able to. Saints defenders have to come up and make those tackles, but there were no Saints defenders to be found.
21 yards on the pickup. Tice working along with his offensive coordinator, Scott Linehan. And there's been a lot of talk about getting on the same page there. Linehan coming up from college said, I got to get him used to the pro game here. This will be 1st and 10. 3 wides in the package. Culpepper's got a ton of room to run.
Man coverage. Culpepper breaks through the first wave of defenders. He calls a timeout. 2 more timeouts left for the Vikings with 35 seconds left. But they were in man coverage, and once Howard misses, again, a chance to make a play. Howard misses, and Culpepper gets himself first down territory, almost gets him in the field goal range.
And it's pretty easy to miss Dante Culpepper at over 260 pounds. That's a big man coming down the field.
Well, he's physically imposing. When you're attacking him as a defender, you can't break down on him because you want to close to the quarterback. But all he does is sidestep you, and nobody is strong enough to blow your shoulder right out of your socket. You'll be like a chicken wing. They'll be cooking it up in a deep fryer in the morning.
They'll find you down at Norman Hand's place, Big Wiggles.
Big Wiggles Wings. That's where you're going to end up. They're going to be frying it up and putting some sauce on it. But Culpepper's just a monster. He's a big man. And he gets the first down yardage, almost gets him in the field goal position here. They don't have to go far. They were probably only thinking field goal for a while. Now they're thinking touchdown.
A pickup of 19. Culpepper running today, 4 for 47 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not a bad running back to have in the backfield. Here comes the heat. He throws. Moss has got it. Now Randy Moss is going to run. Randy Moss doesn't get out of bounds. There's a flag down. Moss looked as though he was headed for the sidelines.
The penalty stops the clock for the Minnesota Vikings.
Randy Moss doing some jaw jacking. You're right, there's a lot of talking between these two teams. Of course, that might be because the Vikings have beaten the Saints 4 out of the last 5 games.
We have defensive holding. We'll measure before the penalty is accepted or declined.
And the penalty's on the defense. It's that shallow route they ran earlier in the game. They've got a first down on a key 3rd down play. Again with the shallow route, man coverage, clears out that the far side of the football field where Randy Moss is going. Moss gets the ball and gets positive yardage.
And gets a first down. And that's always the matchup that an offensive coordinator is looking for. Really, the Vikings haven't been able to get a lot this year, is that one-on-one matchup with Randy Moss. They say, Scott Linehan said, I don't even bother watching film sometimes because we're going to get something different when we see the team on Sunday.
You get the Randy Moss cover, too. It's not a normal cover, too. You get the safety really widening out to make sure he gets over the top. You get the corner really putting a nice little shot on him and taking him back.
Looks as though we have a timeout called by the Vikings. So that'll take them down to 1 left. Well, the big news this television season is that the #1 pregame show in America is taking its act to prime time. That's right. On Saturday, January 18th, it's the Fox NFL Saturday Night Show. JB, Terry, Howie, Jimmy, and the gang, they'll grab the spotlight in what promises, Yurko, to be one of television's more entertaining hours. It's the Fox NFL Saturday Night Show. Premieres January 18th, only on Fox. Maybe Terry will wear that suit on the show at least one time.
With the pinstripes.
With the pinstripes. Man, I thought he walked out of the Untouchables or something.
Elliot Ness.
Elliot Ness.
I can't wait to see Jillian on that show. I got 4 cases of Prestone in my garage. I don't even know why I bought them.
Well, now you know. First down and 10. 1 timeout left for the Vikings. 26 seconds on the clock. Culpepper, pressure, he's out. No, he's not. Darren Howard has been close, and he finally gets his man on that one with 16 seconds left, and that forces the Vikings to burn their last time out.
The Hurts on a new Malcolm. Lois and Hal make a vow of abstinence.
I'll just sleep in the car.
Park it a couple blocks away.
Who'll crack first?
Tool belt on.
And an overprotective dad has it in for Malcolm.
We can make this work. Yeah.
A new Malcolm.
Sounds good.
9/8 Central tonight.
Will the winner fall for the man or the mansion? Joe Millionaire, the ultimate test of love versus money. A new reality series, Monday, January 6th on Fox.
Howard comes off the right side with a lot of pressure. He has been close all day. Finally, just spinning in there, trying to create havoc. Clips the heels of Dante Culpepper, and that's the way to get him down. Go after the legs.
Yeah, but you hit the point earlier. The Saints have something up front that they're getting off the ball on.
They see a knee bend, an ankle flex. They see a hand separation. They see a lowering of the upper body. Anything, they've got it. They're getting off the football.
2nd and 13. Randy Moss is in the slot at the bottom of your screen. The throw. He's looking for Moss. Moss has a chance. Moss has got it. Touchdown, Vikings. And they strike just that quick. And they got the coverage that we were talking about, Yurko. Man-to-man on Randy Moss.
Man-to-man, Jay Bellamy on Randy Moss. A mismatch, a height mismatch. Randy Moss almost 6'4". Culpepper drops back and takes a look and finds him. Here's Randy Moss right here. He's your slot E receiver. He's got the matchup he wants. The blitz comes. He's got a linebacker who's going to carry him. Hodge is trying to carry him down the football field. You're not going to win. That's a lose situation. New Orleans, they gambled. They lost in that situation. Hodge cannot cover Randy Moss.
He did a very good job for a linebacker to even be that close. But as you see there, Randy Moss lights him up. And that's the kind of action that Mike Tice talked about. When we get a run game going, we expect at some point, even though they haven't been able to take advantage of it, to pull a man-to-man matchup down the field.
And the blitzer has too far to go to get to Dante Culpepper. Right. On that route, you've only got an X amount of yards. You just throw it up there, and you let your world-class wide receiver get under the football. Hodge is there. He's just not used to covering in that trail technique on a world-class wide receiver.
I can't believe the Saints didn't still have a man over the top of Moss. Now you're going to watch Bellamy. Dale Carter let his man go.
Dale Carter may have been confused on the bottom, figuring what's going on. Here's Dale Carter right here. Take a look at what he does. Here's your linebacker, Hodge. He's coming on
Look
the
at
coverage.
Dale Carter.
Here's your safety, Dale Carter. The safety was forced to come over and cover the outside wide receiver because Dale Carter just quit on the play.
Dale Carter busted the coverage, let his man run free. That put Jay Bellamy in a sweat. He didn't know who to cover because he's got a man free.
Well, the safety has to make the decision. The most dangerous wide receiver was on the sideline. He had to go out there and get to the sideline. Culpepper with a great read, saw the mismatch, made the play.
So the Vikings go up again on the Saints. That's Whitehead. He takes his turn. And Chris Walsh.
Randy Moss has really been productive in a number of games since Michael Bennett has established himself. You see 0-0. He was phenomenal in the 2000 year, close to 19 yards per catch, but he was exceptional. And Randy Moss is starting to come back. He's becoming more productive, and Culpepper is getting him the ball with chances where he could win, not in those short little routes that Chris Carter used to run.
Those are the differences between winning seasons and losing seasons. When you don't hit plays like that. When the offense or the defense gives you one, you got to hit it.
And that's a backbreaker. Right now, the New Orleans defense is on the bench. They're wondering what's going on. What happened? How'd this happen? They're questioning each other. They're going up and down the lineup. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? The communication. They don't know how a wide receiver can run that wide open.
So Brooks, with a very quiet dome, will just heave one out of bounds with 3 seconds left.
The offensive line of the New Orleans Saints, I thought they'd be able to put forth a better effort today. They've been able to pressure Aaron Brooks with just 4 people. They'll run a blitz here and there and put some more pressure on. But this offensive line hasn't shown up to play today. Fontenot, Bentley. The big guys just haven't made it. Turley, he's given up a sack. He's had a holding penalty today.
Spencer Falau, the right tackle, he had some problems last week. This is the way it'll go down for a half. The Minnesota Vikings struck early, had a little lull, and they've struck again. They're up by 4 over the Saints. We'll be back with the second half after the show at halftime.